Hello, hello.
Hey, Sadie, I will have my camera on shortly. I'm just getting home from the gas station in this beautiful weather. So, alrighty, see you shortly.
Sounds good. Blur my background so y'all don't need to look at all that. Here we go. So we'll give a couple minutes for people to pop on, but let me start to share my screen. So we can have our itinerary up, and then I've got some stuff to kind of go over. Yeah, and then there we go. Pull the chat up. Oh, there we go. Welcome on, everybody. Feels like it's been forever. I don't know why it feels like it's been a long time since we have had a meeting. So I will kind of talk more when we're all settled, but I've been looking through isagenixbusiness.com just to kind of see what's new, kind of look through everything. And I downloaded a couple of the most recent presentations. Give it maybe another couple minutes. I know everybody's got their videos off for now, but does anybody have any wins? Anything good this week that they want to share while we're getting settled? It can be anything. Let's see. We went to like a musical of the kids show Bluey today. That was a win. And we're getting ready here in California for the Newport event this weekend coming up. No worries, no worries. We have started to do bath time. Brad will do bath time during some of the evening calls. So that, I just was looking at, I think, what did I just pull up? The toolkits on Isagenix Business, and they just uploaded 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They've uploaded 10 new things today. Here. I know you guys can't see all of it, but they've uploaded Moringa, Triotic, Smart Mix, Super Mix, XM, Xanthones. Ooh, I want to listen to these. And then, oops. Mangosteen 101. Give me 1 second. Because I only have this so big. Golly. Y'all are like having embarrassment chills for me right now. Hold on. Okay. Mangosteen 101, XM plus premium tea. So with our having the free box of Smart Mix this month, that must have been why they uploaded all of that. So Noah coming on in. All right. So I was just telling them on Isagenix Business, we've got a bunch of new things uploaded, mostly about Moringa and like Zija Project products and stuff. So I was just checking things out over here because I want to talk about our opportunity meeting and
on Friday.
No, about us having an opportunity meeting to invite people to.
Oh,
And so,
okay.
yeah, we've talked about creating our own PowerPoint, right? So we've talked
Yeah.
about having, like 12, 13 slides. That's it. Super simple. We can knock it out in 25 minutes. The problem has been that nobody has sat down to do the opportunity meeting. And so I've had it on my to-do list for a while, but I just know I can't do it on my own. Like I've created a bunch of PowerPoints before, they take up a lot of time, things like that. And I know that a couple of people that are in this group have expressed wanting to do the opportunity meetings, but they have in mind like what they want to share with it. And so that's why I wanted to include them. I'm not going to make a slideshow that other people are going to present if they don't feel comfortable with it. So if you pull up the why Isogenics slideshow that is on Isogenics business, it is 54 slides
I know
long.
I've gone through it again the other day, and
Yeah.
I'm just like I've tried to really look at what slides are important or not, and it's so hard because just there's so many, and it's just like I just can't believe they have 54.
Mm-hmm.
I
I mean,
mean,
if you go through it, without deviating and just reading the script, it doesn't take crazy long, but like, and it's different. It's for me, anytime I've ever given this presentation, it's like, who's my audience? Like, if my audience doesn't want to hear certain things, then it's like, I'm not going to bring that stuff up. And this does talk about like a good variety of our products, but like, I mean, it's a really good overview, but we've got to like read the room, so it's like, how can we do an overview? And now even with the you share, they share, repeat is not accurate. So
Hey, Sadie.
yeah.
So we are trying to, like Hayden and Emily are trying to actually make a presentation for everyone. So we've been talking about that. So maybe we should hold off because I know we're trying to get it ready for this 6-week thing. And
Yeah.
it might be coming maybe week 5. And they're trying to like really like trim the fat and kind of make it where it touches on where you could hide slides. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's not going to be super, super long, but yet it's going to kind of cover, because my whole thing is I want to, you get a presentation and then it's about weight loss, but then you kind of want to talk about collagen and then there's no collagen. Then do you have to do a whole nother one? Like, I don't want 5 presentations.
Right.
We want one presentation that if we could teach our people like how to hide slides. That's not that big of a deal.
because
So that should be coming.
Okay.
So I almost think you should just wait.
Angela, I do have one that I've shared with some people that does just touch base on the weight loss side that is short enough that you could use if you needed to.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of having just one that we all use and everybody uses the same one. And then we can, it kind of touches on a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So that's what they're working on. I want to say it's going to be in a couple of weeks. It's going to come out.
Okay. That'll be, yeah. So if that's like in the works, I don't want to do double work. Like that is like the worst
No, and
thing.
if we want to get started, like we could just, if we want to do one on weight loss, like we could use Noah's,
Yeah. So when we first started talking about, the types of things that this community, this unstoppable community, can do to forward our businesses, there was a couple of people that were like, we should do an opportunity meeting every week. Well, Team Vision Cast does one every week on Wednesday nights, and anybody can invite to it. It's free reign and everything, but sometimes it is very specific. Like it used to be, here's 4 guys' stories, here is gym owner stories. Both Angela and I have been on them before, and like they would be very specific. So sometimes, it would be like, oh, let me think, who do I know that would really resonate and relate to this story? And so when we were talking about creating our own opportunity meeting, it was something that like any one of us on here can do to present to like a new person in just 25 minutes. It's like pretty much the same thing, but it's story based, talking about, I'm Sadie, this is my story real quick, blah, blah, blah. But we have had so few new people interested in coming on the community calls or anything else like that. Like it hasn't, to me, it's always been like back burner, like where if I had people that would want to come and listen to the opportunity meetings, then I would have, gotten it done like a couple months ago. But the people that I've talked to, I just give them my own personal opportunity meeting. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, and so it's like, when it comes to any of these tools, I was talking to Angela yesterday, Angela Kim, and she was like, what opportunity or what compensation are you sending? And I said, the big picture is the only one that I have right now that's current. And I've thought about making my own, but by the time that I get that thing done, it'll be the end of March. And so it's like, I still have it in my mind that I could knock it out real quick if I have like nothing else to do, which is never. So if other teams or other people are doing, close enough to what we've been wanting to do and we can get some traction off of it, like, let's go. I mean, it's the same thing when other people are hosting events, like invite to it. I was looking at real quick, the associate run events. If you, and we can talk about ARE, associate run events. Sorry, I only have my share part of my screen up. So if anybody knows anybody in these areas, these are events that you can leech off of. I already looked, Molly. Richland, Washington is like 3.5 hours away from you.
Yeah.
And Modesto is like 5 hours from me in California. So there's
Well,
also,
we got Newport Beach on Friday, so
Yep.
I may have one, maybe two guests there on Friday.
yeah, that's going to be a really good one. And of course, we have the 3 UIAs. It'll be in Kansas City, Atlanta, and then Vancouver. So, so yeah, thank you for letting us know, Angela. If nobody else is like gunning to make our own right now, then let's just hold off and see what they come up with, and then we can always like add a little unstoppable spice to it, What do you guys think about a compensation video though? Or like a PowerPoint that goes over like just the money? Like I had written down in my notebook all of the for sure money that you could make. So consultant, bonus, manager, director, executive, and then the additional $1,000 for every consultant that you make. And then I also did, what 1 cycle, 2 cycle, all the way up to 5 cycles looks like, the 5 cycle bonus, the 10 cycle bonus. And then just as a separate, I just calculated out the bonus, the PIB, the 20% that you would get if you sold a bunch of different package options. So I figured, if you guys remember those little flip books that like you could grab like a little
Yeah.
flip book and see like a picture and it would be like a little person dancing or something like that. That's kind of my idea that I wanted to make with this, where it's like literally every time I click next page, it just adds on a new thing, a new thing, a new thing until the end is it all of it. So nothing falls off. It's just adding to it until all of this information is on. So I would actually do it backwards. I would create the first page on Canva PowerPoint with all of the information you need to know. And then I would delete chunks of it until I get to the very fresh front beginning page. Does anybody like feel like that is like, oh my gosh, I would use that. That sounds cool, blah, blah, blah. Or is that like waste of time? Just use, Lynn Hagedorn's big picture, or probably not worth it since it's only for sure valid for the next 2 months. Like, I mean, we can always edit it and update it for the next compensation if they do change it.
I would say only if you can do it quick. But if it's going to take you a long time, do not do it.
So something fun fact about me I have like a hard time knowing how long something is going to take me. So my expectations let me down a lot. So one perfect example. Oh, I'm just going to fill up my tires. Like that's a little bit low. It's going to take me like 2 minutes. Well, I go to the first gas station. The tire thing is out of order. Go to the next one. That one's out of order. The next one doesn't take cards and I don't have any cash on me. And then soon I've taken an hour to finally find a place and I end up filling up the wrong tire. And that is like the fear. So in theory, I could probably knock this out in like 20 minutes really quick, whatever. I mean, if at least one other person wanted to Zoom with me or whatever and just like help me through with the decision-making process so that I don't get stuck on any like perfection type thing, that would be awesome. But of course, like no pressure. So I mean, just if anybody is interested and like feels it's cool or whatever, just message me separately or whatever. But I think what I'll do is I'll give myself a deadline. Like if I can sneak it in by Friday, then great. If it doesn't get done by then I'll let it go. But it's been on my mind for so long that I'm like, I just need to crap or get off the pot and that's it. So any other thoughts or helpful hints or tools from anybody on those? Okay. All right. Now that everybody's on here, let's start back over. Does anybody have any wins? Anything anybody wants to share? Nope. Okay. Did everybody see?
So,
Yay.
that lady actually did bring me that gratitude journal. So that was pretty cool. And I keep wanting to do a lot of live about it on my Facebook because she also printed out all these different like quotes and like thing of affirmations and like all this positive cool stuff. Like she didn't know what's like been going on with me and whatever. And like there's some like business ones on there and like it was really cool. So I don't know if it's quite a win, but it was really nice. Like she actually followed through and like she's like, you made me feel better, like and whatever. So it was cool. So now like that, I feel like that conversation and maybe one day I'll invite her to one of these calls.
Do it. Yeah. I mean, you know, it should just be natural to talk about this. You know, like me and my community meet on Wednesdays for community topics, and then on Sundays we have a leadership call. And I mean, at the beginning too, I was asking some of my like business coach friends and life coach friends if they would come and be a speaker on the Sunday night calls to talk about something that our team could learn from. And I had a couple people interested, but like one of them was super flaky, and that kind of just like stopped it for me. But if that's something that you could bring up to her and just say, you know, we're always looking for people to speak and share their stories and just share their experience with stuff. And so just whatever way comes natural to invite her to be a part of this team. And I think my friends would just love you, you know, everything that you share, and just the fact that you brought me that journal and stuff was so amazing. So,
and then also, I've always wanted to like speak with a kind of, I guess you could say, lifer, since Connie has been doing what, 18 years or something?
Yeah,
so like,
19, yeah. And I'm not sure who she's got invited through. I think it might be Amy. I'm not sure, but
I don't know.
whatever. It's cool that she said she would come on and be a guest speaker. So I just got to follow through and I guess talk with you, Sadie, and see when would be the best time to get her on as a guest speaker.
Yeah, right now the only speaker that we have scheduled for sure it's an evening one of the date that we're doing cold and flu, and that is Noah's somebody that's in Noah's upline, Brendan. And so he is going to share about cold and flu information in that evening Wednesday call. So yeah, I mean, I could make like a shared document or whatever of all of the dates and the products and the topics and all that stuff. And then I think I did make one. So I'll pull that one back up. Let me give myself that task. I don't have any speakers assigned for this week's topic yet, so I can always talk to. And we were talking last week too about if you've already shared your story at some point, volunteering again, share a different part of your story, one pertaining to that weekly topic, or just another thing that you've been through, or if you want to share your parents' reaction to the products, or somebody else, that is like comfortable talking about. I'm not going to sit here and tell somebody's story that I haven't gotten permission to, so Google form. Wednesday calls. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I made one. Perfect. Yeah, I would love to learn more about Connie because I'm not sure where she came from. But we're happy to have her. And then just recently she said, "Oh, I've been doing Isagenix 19 years." And I was like, whoa, I had no idea. She came to the vision board party, but didn't really
Yeah.
say much.
Now, can we, like, if she didn't want to talk on the subject, could we just have her tell her story?
That's all we ask is like, if you can tell your story in that like 5-minute window, that'd be great. If you like the subject, if you have information to share on that subject, you can. If you like that product and you want to share that product, you can. And then just as a reminder, and once we get closer, well, I guess next week we'll talk about it because it is getting closer. I will be gone the 10th through the 17th. So the week of the 15th, I might be able to get onto the calls. I did buy the Wi-Fi package, but I'll be on a cruise. And so that is a out to sea day. And so we'll just have to see how the day goes. And then Sunday, I know I won't be on the leadership call. So it's totally up to you guys if you want to have it. And of course, anybody can get onto the Team Unstoppable Zoom link. So,
Right.
I mean, you guys can come on and just discuss anything.
You're frozen. Sadie.
Am I? Ooh. This is a long one.
You're back.
I'm like, this is a long one.
Yeah.
I swear, it's the most annoying thing ever. So yeah, I will not be there that Sunday, the 12th leadership call. I encourage you guys still to jump on, and go through some things on your own. Let's see. Did everybody get the Leaders in the Loop email? Did anybody not get it?
I'm terrible with emails. What would it be called? Leaders in the Loop? Like that's what I would look for?
Yep.
Okay, I'll go look.
What
So
was
they
the-
talked about more toolkits, February's free gift, which is the new Smart Mix. And then we're in Italy, Crystal Manager. So me and Molly were talking about this briefly. The next Crystal Reset deadline is less than a month away, February 27th. So go for that.
Hey, Sadie,
Yeah.
who sends out the Leaders in the Loop call? Is that straight from Isagenix or
Yep.
like the sender on it? Does that make?
No reply.
found this on the web.
Isagenix.com. Did I freeze again? Did I freeze again?
I did not receive it. I don't see it.
Yeah, me either.
Now there's some weird feedback coming. You guys see that?
It might be. Let's see. I wonder if at the bottom of the email it says you can subscribe. Oh yeah, Thursday the 9th at 4 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern. I'm sorry, 4 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Central will be the manager and above call. Talked about Fiji, don't miss UIAs. Fun fact, so we're moving this summer and we'll be moving to most likely one of two places, Georgia or Washington State. And so there's one in Atlanta and one in Vancouver right next door. So I will be at one of these. The
I can connect you with my parents if you move to Seattle.
Yeah, no, I would definitely like, I would, either one that I'd go to, I'm just like, who does anybody know up there? But
Do you
We're
have
s-
any, do you have any idea of Washington, if you were gonna move to, where would it be Seattle or?
it would be Joint Base Lewis McChord. It's down
Yeah, down by
south of Seattle.
Tacoma.
Yeah, Tacoma. Yeah, I can.
That'd be good for you, Molly, to connect up there.
Yeah, she's praying for that, of course,
Yeah.
you know. The only thing is if we go there, then Brad may deploy. And if we go to Fort Benning, he wouldn't deploy. And we were at Fort Benning in Georgia for 9 years. So to go back there is like, oh, okay. Yeah, it'll be, but Gwen and Liddell Miles live in Atlanta, so I'm gonna go live at their house. That's what's happening. Let's see. Sometimes at the bottom, there's like a
I mean, you have a support, but yeah, I'm not sure if that's really.
update. Well, that's why I can update my preferences, but I don't know how to get on this on
Probably
this.
call corporate. See if there's a way.
Yeah. I mean, just go into your account and see what your email preferences are. If you have everything turned off, then you're not getting them.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. But I don't know why I would have had them turned off.
So I get these ones where it says New Year's Action Series. Is that
Oh.
the one? Is that what you're talking about or no?
No,
Okay.
that
I
is probably from Mac Larson, right? He usually, yeah, Mac Larson sends out the New Year action, like he sends out all the calls and replays and stuff like that. So he's the senior vice president of global sales. I did not catch any of that series, which I usually try to watch everything, but I know that they are starting back up with the Tuesday morning calls again. So I'm gonna try to listen in on those. It's usually when I'm getting the kids ready, but I just don't turn my camera on because I'm not ready yet. But those are usually pretty good. And so any other questions or comments about Leader in the Loop? Does anybody have any, like, anybody already starting to think about what they want to do with the super mix? So I shared the boards app for Moringa. If you look through it, there's some out of date stuff. There's some things that Isogenics no longer has, and some things that we didn't even take in when we bought Zija. Like they used to have an AM and PM pills and all these things or whatever. And so I was reading through all that today, and I was like, well, there's some gold in this board, and then there's some things that are just like not what we have. So pick and choose through that. I also did a course today it was a continuing education course through my nutritionist certification through ISSA, and it was about superfoods. And there was this whole section on Moringa. And so what I would suggest is like, just anytime you're like, I'm at a loss of what to post or like, things like that, or if you want to just every day or every week, put some information about superfoods or Moringa or like mangosteen or anything that kind of like, moves the body in that direction. This particular course that I took, there's a PDF. I was trying to download it. I don't think it downloaded. But I'll figure out how to get that downloaded. And it talks about all these superfoods. Superfoods is a word that is like, there's no definition. It's just what people call fruits and vegetables that are really, really highly dense in nutrients. And I mean, we have several of them that were on this document are in our products, and including like goji berry. I mean, of course, we have like the Moringa stuff, and me and Noah talk about, chia seeds was on there, hemp seeds is on there, like all kinds of different items. And if you wanted to do the February month of superfoods, then you can like go through each one of these superfoods that especially are highlighted in Isogenics, maybe a couple of them that we don't have anything, and just give out that information. Like, let's talk about quinoa. Did you know quinoa is not actually a grain? It's actually like a small seed. So like, you know, bringing up these interesting conversations, that way, you know, you're building credibility, you're building trust, you're building, that knowledge base with your community to say like, hey, you know, I promote all kinds of healthy foods, not just the one that I happen to get paid on, but the ones that really can make a big difference in your overall health. Because we've all had people that signed up with our 30-day weight loss system and they're still like, I don't know what to make for dinner. And so they go to Burger King. So you're like, how do we help them? And give them some good solid advice on what to eat and try to put into their bodies. Actually, I mean, you know, I'm always coming up with crazy awesome ideas. I was thinking about just doing like a introduction course, crash course on going plant-based, even if it's not like full-time, just trying to incorporate more plants in your body. But I don't know. We'll see if I can find the time and energy. Switching directions, but talking about the 30-day app here. Is everybody logging into it? I have not been the last couple of days, but I think it's almost done, right? How many days we got left? It ends on the 7th. And so check in on all your people. You can go back in time, because my worry was like, what if I miss a day? You can go back in time and check it off. And so the leadership.
Yeah, I think you can only go back like 2 or 3 days. I've been
Okay.
terrible about checking things off, and I don't think I'm gonna get the coupon. Because I think you have to have 75% completed.
Is that what it is? I thought you just had to do it. Oh, make somebody smile. Smile, everybody. You did it. Okay. I got 1 point. Have my adaptations every day. Okay. Anyway, I was just going to bring that up because I wrote it down to keep on track for myself. And then I think I've got pretty much all of the March and April community topics. So I will get those Canvas up here shortly. And then I have a Canva cleanse tips that I was going to do, like an updated cleanse day tips, because I have a couple of shareables that are just like, hey, on a cleanse day, do these things. But somebody had mentioned recently where they were like, have a high protein dinner before you go into a cleanse day and it can help. And so that's the type of stuff. So if anybody has any like unique cleanse day tips that aren't frequently talked about, shoot them my way, because I'm going to try to give myself a date on when I want to get that done. It should take me like 10 minutes, right? Expectation is like 10 minutes. And so hopefully that's what it's all about. I also have a couple of reels. We talked about the cleanse reel. We haven't done that one yet. So it's just a matter of like assigning. I know Gabby was like, I can do it. But then the more that we chat in our group chat, the more stuff gets lost. And I'm sure we all notice like sometimes there's 3 different conversations going on. And so we're trying to respond to conversation way up there. And because we have so many people in our Unstoppable Leaders chat that are not coming on the calls, they are coming to this chat to get information, share ideas, ask questions and stuff like that. But since they're not coming to the calls, they don't seem to be participating in our like the ideas and the assignment type things like that. So I don't know, maybe I'll come up with, I know, another chat, but what if we did another chat that's just like people interested in the reels or the, you know, campaigns or things like that. A little bit more of the active leaders. So
That makes sense, because I have someone that I'm just about to trying to get on because she's gone through a lot. Her mom just passed away. So she's been dealing with that. And she's actually someone that I lost, and now she became inactive. And now so it's like she's we're gonna re-engage her because when her mom passed away, the upline that she was with never reached out to her when her mom passed away.
Sad.
Yeah, it's just really a situation. She's a great person too.
Yeah, that's actually like a really good thing to bring up. Within network marketing communities, like you get all of these friends really fast, right? And some of us came in during the pandemic, so we were seeing each other all the time on Zoom. We got to know each other really well, never having met. And now that it's been a couple of years, people that go to these events, we've seen each other in person more sometimes than I've seen my own parents, like keep bumping into all these people across the globe, really. Well, Northern America. And so, we get these friends really fast, and it's like one of those things where there's blurred lines between community and friendship and like deep, meaningful relationships. Like there is that question, like if any one of us just leaves Isagenix, like where does the friendship go? Like, is it still deep rooted, solid, somebody that you care about? It's like everybody in your downline, everybody that you've brought in, are you still checking in with them? Like, is the friendship still there? I've had a few people actually say to me that I would be worried that you wouldn't still be my friend if I stopped ordering. And like that hurt my heart. I was like, why would you think that? And it's because they had a bad experience like that in the past. And so there's been people that when they were ordering, I was talking to them more because we had something to talk about, but I still always check in with everybody in my, downline if they've ever ordered, no matter how long ago they terminated or anything. There's only one person that I have no affiliation with, and story for another time, but I was going to this close to pulling out a restraining order on this person. So that happened. Super cool. But anyway, just keep that in mind, with like the relationships and everything that we built. Like people come into this community and they feel seen and heard and valued as long as they're ordering. But the second that they stop building or the second that they stop ordering, there are certain people that just kind of like let them go. Now, also keeping in mind, some of these people that be like, oh, my upline stopped talking to me. My questions are, did you stop talking to them too? Because it's a two-way tango. And two, like, is that your expectation that people, can read your mind and do all these other things? Like they're out there, building their business and their empire and things like that. Are you still cheering them on, or are you, feeling some sort of other harboring thing? So there's always two sides of the story. So just a kind of piece to bring up. And, I don't ever try to give up on anybody, but I really have looked back on all of my people that I've brought in and thought, like, is this person right now, today, somebody that I would want to work with and help them get to their goals and things like that? Because if not, how much effort is worth it? And, I always ask myself too, like, I am the one that reaches out to them every 3 months, every 6 months, like, hey girl, how are things going? Do they ever reach out to me? And so it's like, just because I'm the one building business doesn't mean that I'm the only friend here in the situation. So it's sad that happened to your lady about not feeling like, she had any connection. It just,
Well,
I feel like
it's
it's
actually a good thing, because actually when I left Isagenix, she joined this other team, and now it's actually coming full circle where she's gonna be on my team, which finally is kind of nice that we're gonna reconnect that way.
Well, I had a gal come under me too. She was under like 3 or 4 people below Robin on the other leg, through like
Yeah.
3 or 4 people down, and she just didn't get along with that crowd and had a falling out with her person that enrolled her. And so I stayed in touch with her. I went to her wedding. Like, I mean, we were friends. And then she was like, I miss the products. Like, I'd love to order underneath you. I don't think I'm ready for the business, but, I want to be able to order every couple months whenever I feel like it. And I was like, I'm here for you. And it took her a couple months before she finally ordered. And now she's like, are there any deals? Are there any deals? She's a deal chaser, and that's totally cool. So, I mean, it's just good. And, I think about it sometimes too. I feel like sometimes the best people that have the biggest success in really any of the network marketing is when they've been successful in another company and then they come to ours.
Exactly.
And like, you always hear about these stories like Tammy Hess and Mallory Pitts, like all of these people that were secretly just so miserable in their company. And then the right person swooped in and was like, hey, and just built that relationship, made them feel comfortable. And I think what Casey Tom said to Mallory was I think she asked her, how much money are you making? And I mean, I'm not just going to ask a stranger that, right? But you can say things like, are you happy? Do you feel fulfilled in that team? Are you getting the support that you need? Things like that, once you've made a warm connection with them. And if you get to that point, are you making the kind of money that you want? And then Casey was bold enough to say, I'm going to help you make 6 figures or whatever. And she got her there. And so it's having that big energy and having that big confidence, but also, you've got to ask the right questions to these people in these other companies and just be consistent in ours so that they know, directly who they're going to go to. I've had a couple of people, that were on my prospect list for a long time, all of a sudden show up in some other company. And I'm like, what the heck? I talked to them and I reached out to them and I did all this and that. And so they joined that other company probably because they had a better relationship with the person that they joined with than they did me. And that's fine. I can't force myself onto them to make them trust me more than their sibling or, somebody else. And so the good thing is that because I've always kept a good, solid relationship with them, if they ever do feel like they're not in the right company, right team, whatever, they know that I am consistent and still over here and doing great. And so, that's just something to kind of think about. I've, when I was in the accelerator program, people did confide in front of everybody that they weren't happy in their team. And I was like, oh Lord, be prepared. These people are going to swoop in on you so fast. And so, I mean, I was just like,
because she was asking me if there's a time period. There used to be a time period that you could switch teams or not. Is it still a year or is it 6 months?
you have to be, you have to not have ordered for 6 months. And then you have to terminate the old account if you were an associate and then come in under a new one. I think it used to
But if
be a
you've
year.
been an associate or something, that's, I think, isn't it a year?
It used to be, but somebody told me recently it was 6 months. And so I am not a fact checked. So I don't
And
know.
also
I heard 6 months too.
I've heard 6 months, but then also depending on what's below them, like how much is it affecting? Because I know I switched somebody over to me, and we talked to customer service and they looked at all and they're like, oh yeah, it doesn't affect really like maybe 2 people and they're not building.
Yeah.
So I don't know if things like that play a role.
Yeah. So I know in Cancun at the trip that we earned, it was Beth Henning and Marcy and somebody else. And Beth had a drink or two. She's adorable, by the way, but she was talking about how you can call up customer service and you can move to another team and they decide whether or not you can do so. So people have done this. I've heard and talked to people that have done this where they're on a dead leg or they're under a leg that they don't like anybody. You can call up customer service and be like, I want to be under Sadie Tolberg's team. Now, again, like you said, Sarah, they're going to look and see what's under you, what's it affected or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes Beth was saying that they charge you for it. And so you have to pay X amount of money and they'll move you over. But Marcy was asking, I have a lot of people underneath me. What if I got moved to be under Emily? Because she's not under Emily's leg. She's under Holly's other leg, the person that enrolled Emily. And so she wanted to move all of her people over to a team that was moving and doing all this stuff. And so it did not sound like they are doing that for people, like, and Marcy at that point was like, I will spend thousands of dollars. I will spend whatever it takes to get my team to be under, you know, a big building team or whatever. And so she had reached out a little bit to the sales team and said she didn't get any information back. It didn't look good or whatever. Nobody was responding to her or whatever. And so I never heard anything else after that. But Beth was like adamant. You can do this. You can move teams, blah, 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 blah. She's seen it done. Like, it's doable. And she's like, you have to do it, Marcy. And so I don't know, but if it ever comes up, you know, and you are interested in it, share with the team if you find anything out, just in case anybody did want to investigate. So yeah, what were we talking about right before that? Anyway, I know we talked about doing something in the month of May for mental health, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I work in a mental health clinic. I have therapists at my disposal. I have, you know, education. I have all kinds of stuff that we could focus on with that month. And we were talking and thinking about doing, like, not doing a Wednesday night call that month and doing instead like a Thursday night. And that would be a call specific to mental health and like education and things like that. And then we ask certain professionals to come in and do like little briefings and this and that. And to get into this, you have to order, you know, the biohack stack, or we could come up with a mental health pack that we would have to be mental support pack or something. We were talking about using the word support so that we're not trying to claim, you know, any disease, illness processes, but just say support your mental health in May, or mental health, support mental May support mental May.
So why not on Wednesday?
Because Gabby really wanted to be involved, and Gabby can't do Wednesday night calls.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so it would be anybody that is actively ordering or wants to come in for, you know, mental health support mental, we'll have to come up with a name for it. So, I'm totally down for that. I think that that's a great idea. I mean, if we wanted to do, you know, a support mental health pack, then, you know, all the adaptogens, nootropic, maybe I mean, we could do so many things. Mental mindfulness May. It's a good
That
one.
sounds good.
M&M. So yeah, I think, I was talking to Angela yesterday a little bit too. Has anybody heard anything more about isogenesis going away?
You know, it's funny when I was checking into ordering something or whatever, they were talking about that it, you know, because they give an option between that on one pack. I think it's the Forever pack. They're still calling it something else, but I think it is going to be going away real soon, because it's
Well,
like
it was like I remember seeing it in something like ISO products going away. And I recently looked and it wasn't on there. And then Angela said that she's called customer support and she's talked to multiple people, and even her favorite customer support lady, and they have no knowledge. Like, they don't know anything about it going away whatsoever. And it almost feels like a Mandela effect or something, where, like, you know, everybody has this memory and it was there and we all saw it, but like they're pretending like it didn't exist. So I don't know if maybe it was in jeopardy of like losing the facility that it's made in or something. And so they were like warning us that, like, hey, this might go away, even though NAD is not something that can, you know, replace it. But they were saying, you know, like, order the NAD. So hopefully it still stays. But Gabby had a good question, or she was asking me about,
because it's a totally different product. That's the
Yeah.
crazy thing about it. Is
well, and so many people like I think with isogenesis, like, the stories that come out of it are like so like across the spectrum. There are people that start taking it and lose weight. There's people that start taking it and start healing their organs. There's people that start taking it and it helps their skin. Like it's such a vastly different,
I mean, didn't we win Nobel Peace Prize for it?
yeah, for the telomeres, so it was
Why-
basically the telomere, research won the Nobel Prize. And that is what we use to build isogenesis. So it's
Yeah,
not like
I want to
isogenesis is in like
message.
the Nobel, you know?
Yeah.
I'm
And
on
so-
this chat. I'm on this
And then,
chat.
but then when I heard Dr. Plant describing the NAD, and then they were talking about the alphabet and like that it provides like all these different, he related, I don't know, did you guys see it?
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's just, it kind of was like almost as if he was trying to say it was like the telomere, but
So
I don't
they're
think
they're two different parts of the cell because the DNA strand is capped by the telomere support and in the isogenesis, and NAD, it helps the mitochondria of the cell. So it's two totally different things. And so it gives you your body more energy to move out the things that it's not supposed to. And so it's not so much, I mean, they both could probably be categorized as anti-aging, but I would think as isogenesis is more anti-aging than NAD. So maybe that's a little bit more longevity. I don't know. But Gabby was talking to me about somebody that's having some gallbladder issues. And so I've been asking a couple people, like, hey, have you ever heard anybody that's been able to heal a gallbladder, things like that? Because I haven't. And that's what Angela was like, suggest isogenesis. Like anytime somebody wants to heal some sort of their body and they are, you know, oh, I'm too afraid to take the shakes or the cleanse, or like they have any sort of nitpick around products, or like, oh, there's so much sodium, or like they just say things like that, you know, like I feel like we've all had somebody that like nitpicks. That's when you recommend the isogenesis. Like it's just the fallback that says, you know, this is really going to help your cells, and just send them, you know, information on it. And so I have like a 30-minute long presentation on isogenesis.
another thing, like, I wonder why Zach and Eden didn't put isogenesis in the biohack. Did they hear the same thing? Like, I don't know if anybody's close to them that they could ask, but like, wouldn't that be really great for the biohack pack? Like, why didn't we put the vitamins with isogenesis, but the NAD is, you know what I
Well,
mean? Like,
You
If
know,
they
I mean, they had to draw the line somewhere. Like that's the thing,
at
I think,
cost.
because everything in our entire, like, cause I wondered too, I was like, why do they have the collagen bone broth, like instead of one of the snacks, or like, why is the coffee even in there? Like, I think that they probably looked at a different set of data, and because NAD is newer and NAD is much more of a buzzword, I'm guessing that they probably went down that road because of that. But again, price too, you know, like they probably wanted to keep it under, you know, 600 and keep it under, you know, what, 350 or whatever. And so it's like going through all the things, it's you know, I'm sure that that's probably the reason. But I mean, if I get a chance to ask, I'm not like on a chit chat basis with them. I think they're both so mellow and quiet, like quiet natured people. I feel like I would just bounce up and scare them. And I think I kind of did one time, because I looked at Zach and I was just like, can I move in with you? And he just smiled and looked the other way. And I was like, yeah.
Sadie, I just I'm on this I don't know how I got on it, but I got on this Forever Pack chat. Somehow I got on it, and I just messaged to see if anybody's heard about isogenesis going away. So I'll let you know what I
Okay.
hear.
Yeah. I assume that they would be pissed if
Yeah,
that's how they built everything.
exactly.
And I feel like, you know, Isogenics listens to its associates. And so if there's enough people that are like, do not get rid of this product, like they look at the data though too. Like, I mean, this are like, they have metrics that they follow. So when they say like, hey, Isodelites are not selling, like,
Yeah.
I wish, you know, they would show with us like the data, like how many people are buying them. Cause so many people are like, I buy them. But it's like, are you buying them every month? Are you buying them every 3 months? Like, you know, are you using your ISO coupon to buy them? Like, I mean, I've never been.
With the, I mean, I don't even care about the kid shakes. I just give my kids the regular shakes, but the vitamins, Like, I don't know, my kids loved vitamins. And I had a girl just pretty much buying that in Ionics because she loved them and the kids loved them. And she's like, any word yet? Any word? Like literally every 6 months, any word? And I'm like,
Yeah, and part of that too, like, I mean, just like how they updated the natural accelerator, like, I think, and I don't know that this is something that I heard, but I'm guessing is that there was probably something, just like out of date, and they stopped making them, it wasn't worth it, or they weren't big sellers, things like that. And so I bet, like when we go to events like Celebration and NYKO and stuff, like you can go up and talk to, all the nutritionists and the health sciences. Brad went and talked to Dr. Gump and asked, like, why don't we have a straight creatine product? And he said, we don't have any products that are one ingredient. And he's like, there's creatine in our nitro, and we put the right amount in there that is good, both good for males and females, even though males need more than that. And it's not very much in it, but they just said that, it like looking at our demographic, it wouldn't be a big seller. Like we're not a muscle building group. So like you can literally go up to them and ask them any questions. So I feel like they're open. I'm on a like Cal will respond to my messages. I think I have his phone number. So Cal is the Pacific sales manager and stuff. And so like you can, like, they are very responsive on Facebook, all of the regional area people, and they're all super friendly. Like you can walk right up to them. I've had conversations with, I think, all of them. A couple of them, I think, know me now. Mike Mallory, he's like, hey, Sadie. And I'm like, you know me? They feel special. So yeah, I mean, you can always ask them those questions too. And I know a couple people that secretly have the VIP line for customer service too. I've never asked to use it, but there is one. So let's see.
Sadie, there's no I know we were talking about that a second ago, but so I see the lights are gone right now at this point because I'm looking on the website right now and it doesn't look like there's any IC lights at all.
Yeah. If you look on the Isagenix page, it says that they're all being replaced. I thought that they were only discontinuing a couple of the flavors, but right now, the last time I looked, like
That's what I thought too.
a couple of days ago, it looks like they're getting rid of all of them. But
Because the bites are great, but they don't replace the delights.
yeah. Yeah, I know that the straight chocolate, and the like I said, like the ingredients in the superfood, thanks for coming on, Lisa. Like the different ingredients in the superfoods that I was reading about, like it was talking about how great cacao is and like how amazing it is. And I was like, I think we actually use cacao in, more of the unprocessed filter for like, anything that has chocolate flavored with us. But I felt like our chocolates were so much more, yeah, we're going to pop off here in a minute, guys. So our chocolates were so much more concentrated, and people want chocolates. Like that is that's something that's an easy way to wean into more healthier versions, than getting a Snickers and stuff like that. So,
I'm surprised hasn't put her 2 cents in because she's always talking about how she has ice delights in her purse. So like Emily Ford.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm surprised. Like, what are you doing? But not that it's just one person, but whatever. Just, she obviously has some influence with them.
It
But,
is really
well,
helps me out.
I can't remember if I've asked, but has anybody had somebody have like break out from collagen?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Did you figure out why?
So it's repairing their gut. So as the collagen is repairing the lining of your digestive system, it's going to push out a lot of impurities. And one of the ways that it comes out is through the skin. And so everybody that has done, like has pushed through any sort of a breakout, it clears up. And so it's just a matter of like saying, hey, can you commit to, 4 months, 120 days, send them the Dr. Plant video about how 120 days is the peak of it. And just say like, you work on your,
Where do I?
I can message it in our group.
Cool. Cause I have a girl that, you know, she really wanted it. She's seen everybody else's benefits and then she kept breaking out. But of course she'll just give up after like 2 weeks. Who wants to have breakout skin? But if that's the case, be like, hey, just give it a shot. Like same with like her gut, like she was having running stools or whatever. And I was like, you just got to push through, like your body's getting used to it. And sure enough, it got
she's
better.
Collagen only or other things
Well,
too?
she's another, she started with me. I don't remember which pack she got, but she loved it. Then she stopped. Then she got the collagen. Then she broke out. She stopped, but now she's reordered the shakes and the ionics. And then today she messaged me about. That's why I asked about the products, where to find the information. Because I was like, "Was this for you or somebody else?" She's like, "I'm just trying to compare between ISA and Modera, whatever it is, and then one I've never even heard of." And I just gave her advice, just like you got to see Angela. I was like, "What kind of type is it?" You know, like there's different type 1, 2, and 3. It affects different things. Where is it sourced from? And so, but I would like, I would love that video to share with her that
Yeah.
maybe push through it.
You know, and just ask her like, hey, I want to introduce you to my friend Sadie. She's a nutritionist. I know she knows a little bit about other companies. I don't know a lot, but like just especially with having different stool and stuff like that, she should probably try the plant-based shakes if she hasn't. And there may
Well, it's
just
gone fixed now.
it's
I
what
just said, just try it. It's fixed now. Like she's fine.
Oh.
So I just said, maybe your body's just not used to getting all that nutrients. And sure enough, I was right. And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm feeling great. So it's just more now the collagen, like I want to give her the best of the best if she will be willing to try it
yeah.
longer.
That's what I would just say is like, look, some people, they do have a little bit of, you know, the detox, for the gut lining. And sometimes it comes out through your skin. And so, stick with
you do-
it. What'd you say?
Would you be open to doing a 3-way call with her or either chat or something?
Yep.
Okay. Because maybe she would, especially because of your background.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, let's wrap it up for tonight and I'll post the recording and, we'll just keep on trucking along.
All
Okay.
right. Bye.
Because